away to kick off Health Revolution. And well, yes, I agree. I accept it because somebody's just extremely happy. Maybe she said yes to his proposal. I don't know. But that I'm very sure I will find out after the program. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Health Revolution. And of course, it's your daily tonic for healthy living. I remain your one and only Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva. You're most adorable.
And I am Judge Dawn GLAUCOMA.
Okay, yes, together we'll make your morning. From now till noon, very interesting. And J-Boy is on the deck this morning. We have got some guests in the studio. But before then, let me update you on what's going on as regards health around the world. And I'll start by telling everyone that the immediate past vice chairman of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, Olumide Obube, has stated that the escalating tensions between Iran and the United States could disrupt global pharmaceutical supply chains and drive up the cost of medicines in Nigeria and other import-dependent countries. According to him, many essential medicines and pharmaceutical raw materials used in Nigeria are imported from countries such as India and China, often transported through the Middle Eastern transit hubs. So he went on to say that the government should try to do something so that we'll start to produce most of these things locally. Do you agree, Dawn?
Yeah, it's true. It's
okay, so it's not just affecting the price of petrol or premium motor spirit. It's also going to be affecting the medicines that will be taken, the medicines you will buy. So you go to get anti-malaria medicine. If you used to buy it for 1,500, you go now and you find out that it has gone up to almost 3,500. Please do not complain. No, it's the way the supply chain is and the war going on between Iran, the US, Israel, and other nations. Okay, and the last update before we go over to the topic for today, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has issued a nationwide warning as temperatures continue to soar across several states, raising concerns over heat stress and related health complications. In an advisory posted on its X page, NIMET highlighted that residents in Benue, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Kogi, Niger, Kebbi, Cross River, Oyo, Ogun, and other inland areas of the southern states are particularly vulnerable to extreme heat. And if left unaddressed, heat stress can lead to serious health complications and issues, particularly for children, the elderly, outdoor workers, and individuals with pre-existing medical conditions. And then if care is not taken, it can result in heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So this is a call to everyone to take practical steps to protect yourself. Yes, you would agree with me. We said it the other day that the heat these days is unbearable.
Yeah.
We are in Imo. What happens to people in Kaduna, Sokoto?
Meduguri.
Thank you. What? They are battling Boko Haram. Only them is battling insecurity, battling heat on top of it. I wonder the kind of life, they're living right now. It's actually not funny. However, for us down south and the eastern part of Nigeria, the advice is that we should take precautionary measures. Make sure that your children, if you have small children, don't cover them up too much, especially the babies. We are in the habit of covering up these babies. You don't want cold to enter their bodies. And we are in the heat is something else. As an adult, you're sweating profusely, but you cover up that baby that is barely 1 week old because you don't want about almost every year. We try to sensitize the public and let them know about this eye condition. For most people, they refer to it as a disease. We'll find out today if it is a disease, an ailment, or what again, or a sickness. What other word can we use?
Yeah, you've used everything again.
Okay, so let me do a little update before I go ahead to introduce our guest this morning. And it says that about 14 million Nigerians are living with glaucoma. This is coming from the federal government. It raised concerns that about 12 to 14 million Nigerians are currently living with glaucoma, a major cause of irreversible blindness, with majority of cases still undiagnosed. And then speaking at a press briefing just 2 days ago to mark the 2026 World Glaucoma Week, the Minister of State for Health, Isaac Adekunle Salako, said studies indicate that up to 90 to 94% of Nigerians affected by the eye disease are unaware of their condition. And he went on to highlight the urgent need for increased awareness and regular eye screening. And that's why we have guests right here in the studio to help us understand if we're even making progress when it comes to the treatment and management of glaucoma. Eye Care Limited. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome, Dr. Ogechi. Your first time in our studio.
Yes.
Okay, it's good to have you. Dr. Amarachi Opara, I'll call her regular. What do you call those people that frequent the hospitals? Regular customers, right? Yeah, we'll call them what? Regular guests, regular, you know. So she's more like a regular guest on Health Revolution, and it's always a delight to also have her. Dr. Amarachi Opara is the chairperson, Women Optometrist in Imo State, and the lead optometrist for Vision Matrix Eye Clinic. Good morning to you,
Good
Dr.
morning.
Amara.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have Sandra. I actually didn't get the first name, but so sorry. But we can address her, Sandra, who's here to observe and, you know, go ahead with the proceedings as well. All right. So let me start with Dr. Ogechi. You saw the numbers, or you heard me reel out the numbers. Over 12 to 14 million Nigerians. Should we be worried? I'm talking about this update came up 2 days ago. So should we be worried? Dr. Ogechi, I'll start with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we should be worried about it because glaucoma is an eye disease that can cause blindness, irreversible blindness, loss of vision to the eye. And the funny thing about glaucoma is that you may not know that you have glaucoma. So we should be worried about it, yes. We should be worried about glaucoma because it goes to the back of the eye, damage the eye, and you might not know you have glaucoma. You might just wake up in the morning and your vision is lost. So we should be worried about the rise in number of glaucoma, and we still have undetected people that don't even know they have glaucoma. Yes.
Well, hello. Dr. Amara, do you agree with the minister? 12 to 14 million Nigerians. Most of them are undiagnosed as we speak.
Yes, I agree with the minister. In fact, I think that that's the number that we're able to be captured. I'm sure that if we went on to get more statistics, the number might be more than that. So it's something that we need to be worried about because we have a lot of people who are going around who don't even know that they are glaucomatous patients. We have a lot of people who are even glaucoma patients and who are not taking their medications the way they should. We also have another set of people who even know that their family has or they have a history of glaucoma and they never ever go to check their eyes. So it's something to be worried about because there is a factor of our current lifestyle and environmental changes that will even make the numbers increase in the future if we do not take proper steps and take heed to the awareness that is currently going on.
Okay, so the theme for this year, before we go over to, you know, the basics of glaucoma, you have mentioned back of the eye. Many of us don't know what it is to, you know. All we know is the eye. Akwaya, J-boy, just the eye is eye that we know. Which one is back of the eye again? So help us. Before we go over to the basics, I would want us to touch on the theme for this year, which says Uniting for a Glaucoma-Free World. Dr. Ogechi, why is this necessary at this time?
Okay. Uniting for a glaucoma-free world is joining hands, all the health sector, joining hands to diagnose glaucoma.
Go ahead.
To diagnose glaucoma and find a solution to it. So we are calling on every sector, every health facility, even the patients, to unite so we can have a free glaucoma, because like Dr. Marichi just pointed out, there's so many people that don't even know that they have glaucoma, and there's so many people that even see the risk factors with them in glaucoma, and they still don't have a solution or they don't have a cure. So we're uniting with all the health sectors, even the patients, the public, everybody, to have a glaucoma-free world. So that is the theme for this.
Okay, so in line with that theme, I also know that only the health sector cannot fight glaucoma. Dr. Amarachi, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
So what recommendations? Are there recommendations? We're still reacting to the theme now.
Yes, for the team Uniting for a Glaucoma-Free World is that we are calling on not just the health sector, the family of the patients, the community that the patient lives in, the other sectors that help us to live, for all of us to join our hands together to create a world that is free from glaucoma. So how do we achieve this? For an already diagnosed glaucoma patient, or someone who has what we call an advanced glaucoma, they cannot live on their own, right? They will need their family to help them to move around. For those who will continuously need to get their drugs, they will need their friends, family to help with their economic financing for them to be able to continuously sustain themselves to be able to get their drugs. You also have, if the person is in the academic or educational sector, they will need other colleagues to help them to be able to go through life. So it means we are all partnering. It's not just the health sector. You need your family, you need your sister, you need your brother, you need your community leader, everybody to put hands together to drive out glaucoma and to reduce its scourge in our society. So it's every sector, the road safety to help us to have a good roads, the Ministry of Health to help us bring out policies that will help these people who are glaucoma patients to live a healthy life. Thank you very
even
much.
broadcasters.
Yes,
and
even
that's all we're
broadcasters.
doing. You
Yes.
left us out.
Thank you. Sorry, my broadcast friends, to help us create awareness. Because if you don't help us to create awareness,
Okay.
how would they know? Even the journalists,
Uh-huh.
everyone has to put in their hands to partner to create a glaucoma-free world.
Thank you. Now you're talking. Okay.
Okay, so we've been discussing glaucoma. Some people want to know, what is glaucoma?
Dr. Oge.
Okay. Glaucoma, in simple terms, is a group of eye disease that damages the optic nerve. When we say optic nerve, I can say what will I call it?
The link between
The link connecting the brain and the eye. I wanted to call it aquara or something.
Yes,
I wanted to call it
you can
so
use,
everybody can understand. Yes.
Okay.
So it damages the link between the eye and the brain, and that's what sends signal to the brain for you to understand, for you to see well. So if there's any damage to those nerves, there is total blindness. So that is what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like we said, there might not be any sign, there might not be any symptom to it, and the damage, it happens it progresses. Like it can start coming up, and before you know it, it's gone. So that it's a damage to the optic nerve of the eye.
Okay.
Yes.
And this damage we're talking about, is it irreversible?
Yes.
Or if it happens, it has
Person is done
happened?
for.
Can it be reversed?
If it happens, it has happened. There is no there's no
Remedy.
treatment, there's no cure, there is no remedy to a damaged nerve. If
Oh
it's
my
happened,
God.
it has happened.
Oh
So we
my.
can just maintain the few that is remaining if it's not damaged, or we can just work with anything we see. But if it's damaged, it's damaged. It's irreversible. That's why they call it irreversible loss of sight. Yes.
And it's called the silent killer. I've been a silent thief of sight. Okay, so Dr. Amara, I would always share the story and I will share it again. When I was in secondary school, I had a friend who all of a sudden came running, crying that she had lost her mom. And then we're trying to console her, and she was like, glaucoma, oh, that's what they said, led to her loss of sight and increase in blood pressure. She was just saying a lot, And then as secondary school students, we didn't know much. That was actually the first time we would hear of glaucoma. So that really created a little bit of awareness. I had to go do a research, and I found out that it has to do with the eye. And if care is not taken, it could lead to, more complications and so on and so forth. Now, when I asked her one simple question, and I was like, is it that they did not find out early enough that she had glaucoma? And she said that was the first time in her whole life, including her siblings, that they would ever hear of glaucoma. So let's go to the symptoms, because I know when creating awareness, that helps. It will help people know when a loved one has glaucoma. Symptoms, Dr. Amara.
Okay, so there's a reason glaucoma is called a silent thief of sight. So in a majority of people, they don't have symptoms. That's why we always create awareness and always tell you to go check your eyes. Okay, so we have different types of glaucoma. The common one, which is what we call the primary open angle glaucoma, is a form that doesn't really have symptoms until it has reached the advanced stage. Okay, so when it has reached the advanced stage, where you will now start having symptoms, you will start having things like pain, redness of the eye, tearing, sometimes swelling of the eyeball. The eyes, when you touch them, feel hard. You will have light sensation, whereby if you're looking at light or a bulb, like the camera, the light of your phone touch, if you on it and you're looking at it, you will see things like halos or rainbows, colors around the light. That's symptoms and signs that you'll be seeing. You will feel pain. You will feel as if your eyes want to, for some people, they feel as if their eyes want to pull out. Some people will tell you they feel like needle. There is a needle or a pin going into the eye towards the back of their eye. Some people will have continuous tearing. Water is dropping from the eyes. They will have some that will wake up and say the eyes are reddish. Then for the ones with whom we call acute glaucoma patients, that's acute, that means onset. It just comes and the pressure increases. Those people usually have what we call a closed angle. Those ones, the symptoms come immediately. They start having nauseous feeling. They feel like they want to vomit. The eyes become swollen, reddish, teary, and one feels as if it wants to pull out. It starts gradually. Gradually, you start noticing that you are feeling sensitive to light. That light is disturbing the eyes as you look at it. It's in that stage, for those set of people, it's an emergency. You actually really need to get to a clinic within the shortest possible time, because if those symptoms are not taken care of immediately, that eye will be irreversibly lost immediately within 24 to 48 hours. It will be lost. So that's the people we call acute. But for the majority of patients or people, it doesn't show up. Now, if you have a family history, that somebody in your family, like you mentioned your friend, that the mother had glaucoma, you don't sit down at home and be waiting for when you will have symptoms. You are supposed to always, at least minimum of 6 months, go for an eye check, because it's a silent thief. It doesn't come with signs. By the time you start seeing the signs and symptoms, damages have already happened at the back of the eye. And it's best gotten early. The earlier, the better for you, because like my colleague Dr. Gechi said, when the damages are done, we can't reverse the one that has been lost. That's the nerves that have been lost. What we will now be doing is managing the ones that are remaining for now, until further research gives us cure.
Sorry to take you back. You said by the time someone starts to see, what do they call it now? Hollow vision. There was a way.
Halos. Halos. You are looking at, when you are looking at a bulb or torchlight, right? For the person, they will start noticing that they are seeing colors kind of like different colors of the rainbow round the light. That's some of the symptoms they'll have. Some people have. You see that it's no longer white light that you are seeing only.
Prof, it isn't hallucination.
You are seeing, no, you are seeing like you'll be seeing like green, yellow, red, small, like as if the light is breaking out in colors.
That happens a
around.
lot at night for night drivers. There's a way you look at an
I'm not talking
oncoming.
about, I didn't say car lights.
Okay.
I said bulb, phone touch.
Okay.
I didn't say car light.
need to
When
be
you are driving in
specific.
the night, the light tends to scatter and depends on your windshield or your screen how good it is. If you had all these boys clean it for you, sometimes the light will scatter to so many things. No, I'm not talking of that. I'm talking of when you with your eyes are looking at light
Normal
from a
light.
bulb or a torch light.
Okay.
For those people who have high IOP or high who have glaucoma changes somehow happening at the back of their eye, they will notice halos. Halo, that's what we call it. Halo just means it looks as if you're having rainbow colors around white light.
Okay.
Yellow, yes.
And then for people, I've seen some people who would all of a sudden start to complain that their eye is teary. It seems more like any little thing, tears, is coming out from the eye, and then it starts to get red in color. Does that call for concern as well?
Well, there are a lot of things that can cause your eye to be reddish and teary. Okay, so that's why I reeled that a lot of symptoms. So it's not just one. Okay, so when your eyes are teary and reddish, it's not only glaucoma that can cause it. You can have uveitis, you can have conjunctivitis, other things causing it. But when you are having this series of symptoms I'm mentioning, pin-like sensation, that's as if they are putting needle in your eye, as if your eyes are pulling out, there is so much pressure in it. You also, when you start having that so much pressure, you start feeling as if you start feeling teary. Tears, like water will be dropping for the eyes. The reddishness, the eyes will become reddish. In fact, anything that makes your eye become reddish and doesn't clear within a few hours, please visit your doctor so that they can be able to rule out what the cause is.
Well explained. Okay, Dr. Ogechi, back to you. I understand there are types of glaucoma. Please help us break it down a little.
Okay. All right. She explained acute glaucoma and
Primary
open glaucoma. Yes. We also have the normal tension glaucoma. There are different types, but the two major one is the primary open glaucoma, where there may not be any symptoms to it.
Okay.
Yes, and this one is a gradual process, gradual vision loss, and even the symptoms are gradual. They come in gradual step where you might just be having the tears, the halos of light, and pain. All those symptoms she talked about, they come in the progressive. Why the acute one? The acute one is spontaneous. It comes immediate with a full pain, redness, where the pressure all of a sudden. Like I was trying to explain, also glaucoma is we said the damage of the optic nerve that comes with increased pressure. Yes, increase in the eye pressure. So in the acute glaucoma, it's spontaneous. The pressure all of a sudden becomes high, and when it becomes high, it gives you that full pain. You can't bear it. You can't bear the pain with redness. You will just have to go to the clinic immediately. Go to the nearest eye hospital immediately so they can handle it, because if it's not handled within it's an urgent, it's an emergency situation. If it's not handled within 24 hours, can cause the full glaucoma and damage to the optic nerve, because it comes with the full pressure. Yes. So when you have that acute feeling, that pain and the redness, just go immediately to any eye hospital. Is an emergency situation, and the doctor will know what to do at that point. They give you some drops and injections to handle that. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ogechi. I know that our listener is right there waiting patiently to ask relevant questions with regards to glaucoma. It's still an eye condition that a lot of people are still confused about. I know what I'm saying. At some point, they mix it up with cataract. People don't know the difference between cataract and glaucoma. I'm serious. I'm coming from the layman. I know how many times we take our time to talk about glaucoma, but most of the time, I get messages from people after those programs asking me what's the difference between glaucoma and cataract, and I'm like, so you did not listen, So I know that in the course of the program you will still help us, Dr. Ogechi and Dr. Amara, to differentiate between these two again. Let's know the difference between the two. so that people will know the symptoms to look out for and try to protect their eyesight. Now is the time for us to open up the phone lines for you to be a part of our conversation.
Okay, and the phone line to call is 0911 20022 0707 454 1014.
Okay, alternatively, send us a WhatsApp message on 0707 491 3438.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Good morning.
Mary.
Hi, good
Very
morning.
good morning.
Morning, oh, good morning.
The commander of the are you laughing?
I'm laughing, oh. This title that you've given to me, maybe we'll need to go register it at, at CAC.
Go register it to
Commander of the airwaves.
The commander of everything, both English and Bongo and Ngombo. Now you.
You're welcome.
I greet everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, this is my key.
Go ahead,
See,
Mikey.
You know, since you people, all the topic you people is always treating in this your program. Today, this one is very sweet. Personally, on my own, it's very sweet.
Thank
Yes.
you.
What I want to ask a question. You know, this eye something. All the guys, all the lads too much. Everybody eye.
Yeah.
I want to ask two questions. Number one, glaucoma. What can cause glaucoma? Number one. Two, glaucoma doesn't have any treatment or what? I want to know.
Okay.
Because if you go, they say hey, they can just be using eye drop. I say, there's nothing cure. If the thing come, how will you know that this thing has come? That is the question I want to ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike E. Let's take another call and then we try to respond.
Hello?
Good morning, this Lindiva.
Hello.
Good morning.
Amma, you're welcome.
Yes, John, good morning.
Good morning.
The such persons there, I take my greetings.
They can hear you. Good morning.
Okay, this is Amma that called from Uche Street in Owerri.
Amma, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. With Lindiva, I've been longing to ask this question to IS
Okay.
And the questions are this. The irritating substance that comes out from onions when we are cutting it, is it dangerous to the eye? What is glaucoma called the tip of the eye? And does it affect only one eye or both? Thank you, Amma from Uche Street.
Thank you, Amma, for calling.
Good questions.
Yes, please. It's noted. Thank you so much, Amma. Okay, so we'll take the question. Very, very important. Does it affect one eye or both? Does it steal the two sides at the same time or it starts gradually? Dr. Amara, please answer that.
Okay, so glaucoma affects. In some people, you have it starts from one eye. In some people, in some, you have it in both eyes immediately. But the truth is that if you have glaucoma in one eye, the tendency is that the other eye will develop it too. So yes, it's not that only one eye will have it, because the optic nerves are connected at where we call the optic chiasma, where they join. So yes, they are connected before they get to the brain. So the tendency is that once you have it on, let's say you have it on your right eye, right, and there's still no glaucomatous signs or symptoms in the left eye, in the long run you have a tendency of developing it in the left eye that didn't have it initially.
Wow.
But in some people I've seen that it's also dependent on your response to your treatment schedule and how the patient handles it. But you will have some people where by the time they present, it's both eyes at the same time that it's presenting in. That they're having glaucoma at the same time.
At the same time.
Yes.
Wow.
Then, I think he was asking onions.
Okay. He asked about onion, the irritating substance that comes out when you cut onion. Whether it also helps the eye or something like that.
Currently, there's no research showing that it has any damage to the eye. Okay. So the substance that comes out as you are cutting the onions it makes your eye reacts to it and makes you tear, right? But it doesn't have any damaging effect currently on the eye.
Just imagine, Don, that they say, onion, the substance that comes out from onion can cure, I'm just saying, can cure cataract, can cure glaucoma, can cure myopia. What do you think will happen? You won't see onions in the market, I swear.
I've seen things like that on the internet.
Yes.
Some people said the substance that comes out from onions will help to cure all these things you mentioned.
Imagine. You won't even see onion to buy anymore. I trust Nigerians. Okay, Dr. Oge, he asked the first person, Mike E, causes of glaucoma. We've not touched on that, so you can use the opportunity to help us understand what could cause glaucoma.
Okay. First of all, there's no known cause of glaucoma, but we have some risk factors associated with it, which is if family history, if there's any history of glaucoma in your family, like you mentioned your story, mom has a glaucoma, so if there's any family history of glaucoma, you should be at risk of glaucoma. 40 years and above, anybody that is 40 years and above, she is also a risk factor to glaucoma. Okay. Anybody that's 40 years and above is also a risk factor, having a risk factor to glaucoma. If you're hypertensive, diabetic, you also have a risk to glaucoma. Then if there's any injury to your eye, is also a risk factor to glaucoma. Then if some kind of refractive error, high refractive error, is also a risk factor to glaucoma. But there's no known cause for glaucoma, but these are the associated risk factors to it. So that's why we advise, if you're diabetic or hypertensive, please, every 6 months, visit your eye hospital so they can declare you okay. Then if you're 40 years and above too, visit your eye hospital at least once a year or every 6 months so they can declare you okay, fit and okay.
Okay, so you already mentioned some of those underlying ailments that most people have: diabetes, hypertension, the most popular ones. Yes. Is there any chance that if someone has got any of these underlying ailments, it could predispose them to having glaucoma, even if they don't have it in the family? I don't know if you get the question.
Yes.
Is there any chance, Dr. Oge?
Yes. There's every chance that if you're diabetic and hypertensive for a long time, you can have glaucoma. That's why I mentioned them as, even if you don't have family history, because glaucoma sometimes you might not have any family history, but you can see patients that are presenting with glaucoma. And they will ask me, but I said, maybe it started with you. So without family history, you can also have glaucoma if you have some of these underlying risk factors.
Okay, well explained. Let's go back to the phone lines. 0911 20022 0707 454 1014.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Call is now being recorded. I'm Zizi Girl.
Hello.
I'm Zizi Girl.
Oh,
Zizi
okay.
Girl.
Good morning, Zizi Girl. Okay, where are you calling us from?
Abola.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. My question is, sometimes when you're watching a movie, they watch on it. After I watch, I see the this thing is somehow blurry. If you've exposed your eyes to the screen after a while, I don't know if that is a sign or it happens to everybody.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vivi Girl. We've taken note of your question. Let's take more calls and we'll try to, answer all at once.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Who are we speaking with? And where are you calling us from?
Abraham.
Okay,
From
Abraham.
Owerri.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Please, I want to ask, why that our forefathers in those days did not have all these eyes problems? But this generation now, many people having eye problem. What is the cause of it? Then
Okay.
Two. Sometimes, like my own, if I want to read now, everything in the book will just turn all of them upside down, so I cannot see very well. What is the cause of it?
Upside down, kwa.
That is, yes, I will not see anything.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abraham. We need to be sure of the use of English. If it's upside down or it's blur, you cannot see, it's blank. Which one? If you say upside down, it sounds somehow. But don't worry, our doctors are up to the task and they will answer you. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's
morning.
your name? Good morning.
Good morning, Dawn, and
Good morning.
Yes. My name is Chuna. I'm calling from Municipal.
Okay, you're
Chai.
welcome.
So, my question is this: are there foods you can eat to prevent this glaucoma? Are there foods we can eat on daily basis that will make one not to be affected by this glaucoma? That's my question.
Okay. Thank you so much. Talking about diet, Dr. Amara, let me start with the reading upside down. He cannot see well when reading, and he describes it as the letters being upside down. So what could be the cause? That's one. And then our forefathers did not suffer much from eye issues. Why is it rampant? These two questions from Abraham. Dr. Amara, please respond.
There's nowhere how to prove that our forefathers did not suffer this so much, because we still have people that, if you can remember, your maybe forefathers told you that they went blind or they couldn't see after a while. So yes, we did have these things. What you will say is that maybe the prevalence is more now because of the lifestyle we are living, the environment and the pollution we are currently encountering in our current state. They didn't have to do that. Example, we are living more of a sedentary lifestyle than they did. I can remember my grandmother telling me the distance she had to walk to go to secondary school. That alone is an exercise, right? But now we are living a lifestyle where you move from your house to your car, from your car to your office, from your office to your car, from your car back to your house.
Okay.
We are having more of sitting down work lifestyle. We really are not having farm lifestyle. Right? So, and then the pollution, the gaseous emissions in the environment currently, they weren't exposed to it. The type of food we eat now, they weren't really exposed to it. So you are seeing factors that can cause this increase in health loss in our current generation. So there are a lot of factors that are causing it. It's not that it didn't happen during their time, it's just that we are having more of that now because of the current lifestyle we are living. Okay, so then number two, about the letters being upside down or being turned inside out. Some people will tell you the letters are facing right and facing left. Some people will tell you it's blurred. They will see some, they will not see some. I think Dr. Ogechi mentioned something called refractive errors. Okay, so for some people you have what we call refractive errors, whereby you have inability to see things maybe at far or at near, and you may need glasses to help you to be able to see those things. That's refractive error. We have another set of people who, by the time we are 39, 38, 39, 40, 50, you will realize that reading prints is a problem. You can't read small letters the way you were able to read them. If you were the type that could read signboards from that were 10 feet away from you, you'll notice that you're not able to see those signboards the way you were able to see them when you were younger. It's called presbyopia. It's kind of getting older, right? Just like having white hairs. Everybody will have white hairs. It's now when will yours appear?
Come up,
So that's kind of how that is. As you get older, you start noticing that written prints are not as easy to read as they were before. It's kind of like your eyes are getting older. Let's use the word older. And they are now finding it difficult to focus on near prints. Yes, you have some people tell you, but their forefathers were able to read even in 80, 90 years.
Yes.
We just have a few exceptions in the normal population who are able to read tiny prints even as they get older. And those few exceptions are grouped into two classes of people. We have the short-sighted, myopic people. Short-sighted are people who right from time they have the ability to see things closer to them than they have to see things far from them. So even as they get older, they still have that ability to see written prints that are close. Remember, when you are reading something written, it's still close, it's within your arm's length. Then but their far sight will be deteriorating. Then we have some people who have a form of cataract we call cortical cataract. They still have the ability to read tiny prints as they get older. So those two classes of people, yes, will have the ability to continue reading far into an older age than their contemporaries. So but for the average person, you will notice that as you get from 38, 39, 40, prints will be getting harder to read. By the time you are 50, they will be like, maybe for him, like he said, they'll be turning upside down.
Yes.
Unless you are using some form of aids to be able to see and read them. So it's kind of having white hairs. It gets to everybody. It's
So
just at what time.
the eye ages as well. That's what you're saying.
It gets.
Okay. Dr. Ogechi, Vivi Girl asked a question and she has a concern. While watching television, it seems more like all of a sudden what she will be seeing, instead of the normal pictures, everything will turn blur. She's asking if it is normal for the eye.
Okay, it's not normal because we mentioned refractive error now.
Yeah.
So if she's watching the TV and is blur, that means she may also have a refractive error.
Speak into the
that.
mic, yeah.
Okay, sorry. She may also have refractive error to that. Then also, she may also have the blue light protection. She will also need the blue light protection for her eyes. So first of all, she is having a refractive error. If everything she's seeing at far is blur, she falls into the category of myopia, which she needs glasses as an aid to help her see very well, and also a protective glasses too, to help her see with the blue light
From the UV rays.
Yes.
Okay, so Chinoye, the last caller asked if there are foods we can eat to prevent glaucoma. Dr. Oge.
Okay. Generally, there's no food to prevent glaucoma, but there are foods that the eye loves. There's some kind of fruits, vegetables that the eye will like you to take. Dark leafy vegetables like the ugu we have, the spinach. We also have some fruits like the orange, pawpaw, carrots, watermelon. They are very rich in some lutein that helps with the retina of the eye. We also have you to take some rich fish, omega 3 and with a supplement, or the sardine fish. You can take it naturally. They help with the eyes, with dry eyes. We also have egg yolk. They help with the retina, and all these fruits and vegetables, they help with the eye very much. So it's not like they prevent glaucoma. There's no fruits, there's no food or diet that prevents glaucoma. But all these we mentioned, they help the eye. They help the eye grow. They're like vitamin supplements that help the eye grow. And in all this natural food, we also have them in kind of supplements. We have different supplements, eye supplement that you can take in place of this natural food that will help the eye, both the retina and every part of the eye, but not just for glaucoma.
But in taking those supplements, please go and see the optometrist or the ophthalmologist. Let them prescribe for you, because people are now abusing supplements.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying. Everybody walks into the drugstore and gets supplements. I don't even understand. Well, let's squeeze in 2 more calls and then we continue with the rest of the conversation.
Hello.
Yeah, Mary, the commander of education. Come back again.
Jim, Mikey, welcome. Quickly, please.
Yes. Second missionary journey. I have another question. Yeah, there's something you people have been mentioning since I did not hear that one. Understand? You see, there is something. Always people say retina. I don't know you people about that one, retina. Understand? What can cause that? Retina and glaucoma, is it the same thing? I want to know retina and glaucoma. Yes.
Okay.
So even if I didn't know, or maybe I know, so there's another people you know. I don't know, maybe you're getting me.
I get you.
It's a person that ask this people will know. I want to know the difference retina and glaucoma. Is it the same thing?
Okay.
So I want to know, and what is causing that retina? What is causing it?
Mikey,
Yes,
thank you. Turn it down.
It's a critical question. What is
Thank
causing
you
it? I
very
want to know.
much. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's just like asking, don't worry. I will not say, Mikey, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning once more.
Hello, good morning.
Quickly, please. Quickly.
We can do it very snappy. For those who indulge in more screen time, any advice or help for them? Thank you, Amma from Uche Street.
Okay. Thank you, Amma. Let's see what this person has to say.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Who are we speaking with this morning?
Miracle, calling
Okay.
from Uzuri.
Okay, Miracle, you're welcome.
Okay, ma. So my own is, if I look at the window or sun come out, my eye will be red, will be shedding tears.
Oh.
I don't know what is it, whether is it normal or not. If I bathe now, if I want to go outside, tears will be coming out from my eye. That is why I want to.
For how long? How long has this been going on?
2 years now, just 2 years.
And you've not gone to the hospital, to the eye clinic, you've not seen any doctor, nothing?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay, keep listening. I'm not an expert. Thank God we have them in the studio and they'll do justice to what you have just asked. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can squeeze in one more call. We have messages on WhatsApp.
Okay, greetings, golden ladies of Echo FM and our guests. Please, what's the way forward for those that have glaucoma? Treatment.
Okay, good morning. I'm Juliet from Owerri. Is there anything like eyes are different from each other?
Can
prolonged use of computers cause glaucoma. Okay, prolonged use of computers and tablets and phones, I guess, is the same thing Amma asks. Too much screen time. Can it predispose people to coming down with glaucoma? Dr. Amara.
Okay, so currently, like I mentioned, our lifestyle have changed. We're having more of screen time for everyone. So when you have more of screen time, you're having what we call digital eye strain. You are going to have tearing, you have redness of the eye for some people. You could have, in some cases, increased intraocular pressure. So it increases your risk, but it doesn't cause glaucoma. Because you do have people that do have screen time a lot, but they don't have glaucoma.
Okay.
So yes, exposed time, screen time, continuous exposure to screen time causes what we call digital eye strain, and you will need to ameliorate that. That's where Dr. Oge was talking about use of the UV protection or blue light protection glasses that will help you to be able to focus on your screen. Then we also always advise to practice the 20-20 rule. Yes, whereby 20 minutes on the screen or whatever you're doing, 20 minutes looking away and blinking, and then you come back. So you have to practice the 20-20 rule, and then also always use your lens for protection, your blue light protective lenses to help you. Then for, I think,
the one that shed tears and his eyes.
Please, I don't have anything to say to you except go to the nearest clinic to go and check your eyes.
Okay.
Please go to there are a lot of things that could be causing that, and if it has been continuous for 2 years, your eyes are telling you something. Please go to the clinic, an eye clinic, to have your eyes checked out. They will run comprehensive eye tests on you to be able to diagnose what exactly is causing your symptoms.
All right.
You don't just stay for 2 years with your eyes that way and you've not gone to have it comprehensively looked at. Please go to the nearest clinic and have it comprehensively looked at.
Okay, Miracle, I hope that answers your question. Quickly, before we round off, retina and glaucoma. Dr. Ogechi, what's the difference?
They're not even in the same line because at all, retina is a part of the eye and glaucoma is an eye disease, which I just explained. So retina is not a disease. Retina is a part of eye that can have issues with it, but it's not glaucoma at all, and it's not an eye disease. Retina is just a part. We have different parts of eye. Retina is one of them. While glaucoma is an eye disease that damages the optic nerve of the eye. So they are different.
Okay. So, you want to add something, Dr. Amara?
Let me
quickly
just help the person. Okay, so like she said, retina is part of the eye. That optic nerve we are talking about is located on the retina. So is that optic nerve is part of the retina that is at the very back of your eye, that is only your doctor that can see when they look into your eye. And is at that area that the damages related to glaucoma that we are talking about happens. I think that should help you to understand this. So it's not glaucoma. It's just a part of your eye where those damages related to glaucoma will occur.
It's just like asking me what's the difference between the nostrils and the nose. What's the difference? Okay, so we're rounding off right now. Dr. Ogechi, we've not talked about management tips, treatment options for people currently living with glaucoma. Is there still hope for them? What can they do? They want to find out.
Okay. First of all, when your doctor diagnoses you of glaucoma, we'll know the level of the glaucoma, and now the doctor will be able to commence a management treatment for you. No, there's hope for them in terms of if there's any nerves still remaining intact. So we'll manage that. The doctor will manage that and keep it going. But the ones that are damaged, there's nothing the doctor can do to bring it back to life. But the ones that are still intact, the doctor will be able to manage it with some eye drops prescribed by the doctor. So you have to go and see your doctor. The doctor will know the level of glaucoma and know the best treatment, the best eye drop. There are different eye drops for glaucoma, but it's only your doctor that will recommend the best eye drop for you. And like we mentioned earlier, is both financially down. Yes. So you have to be taking your drugs almost every month, visiting your eye hospital every month, checking your eye pressure, monitoring it, because at a certain level, the doctor might want to switch the eye drops for you to make still maintain the nerves remaining. But for the ones that are damaged, there's nothing that can be done. So it's better for you to meet with the doctor when there's still some nerves remaining, so we can manage that one and work with it.
Okay.
That's the management plan.
Okay. So before we round off, and then if there's any other thing you want to add, Dr. Amara, can someone have cataract and still have glaucoma at the same time? Can the person go for surgery for cataract and then it affects the glaucoma? I don't know if you understand what I'm asking.
Yes. Okay, so yes, you can have cataract and you can have glaucoma at the same time. They are two different eye issues. So cataract is what we say you have opacity of the lens in the eye. Like we mentioned earlier, there are different parts of the eye. There is a lens, a transparent lens. When we say lens, just like how your glasses or your mirror, that is very transparent, that is put in there by the Lord. It was created, that's how you were created. Okay, so there is a lens in your eye that contracts and expands to allow light to enter your eye. It controls the way light enters your eye. So that lens, in some people, it gets to become not transparent again. It becomes whitish. Let's use the word whitish. So it becomes opacified in our own language. It means it can no longer transmit light. So when that lens gets to a stage where it can no longer transmit light, it's a gradual process. That's why you will see in some layman's term, we say the cataract is matured or not matured. So when the cataract, that's the lens, is becoming opacified and maybe fully opacified or opacified in any way, you will have what we call cataract surgery to remove that lens and put in a new intraocular lens, to put in a new lens into the eye. That's the surgery. That's what is done usually for cataract. Once the lens is removed and a new one is put in, you will see clearly.
Okay.
And once you go to the right place and have the right surgeon do it for you, within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, your eyes will see. You won't have any complications. But if you go to where it's not recommended, you will have complications.
Okay.
So yes, cataract is simple to remove when the lens has become fully opacified.
Even when the person has got glaucoma.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can have glaucoma, you can have cataract.
Wow.
Now, glaucoma is a different disease on its own that is managed with either drugs. Now, remember I mentioned something like angles, where you have acute and open angle. So angles means that there is a fluid in your eye that is produced also by your eye. It drains out and is produced by some structures in the eye and has an opening in your eye through which it's supposed to drain out and be produced and drained out. So when we say open or closed angle, it means that angle through which it should drain is either open or closed. So in some people, you will have them having what we call closed angle, and they will need to have surgery for that angle to be opened up, for angles to be opened up through which that fluid can go out. But we usually manage with drugs and eye drops like we've mentioned, but you will have some people who will not really respond to the drugs or the eye drops. You will use different types and they may not respond. It means that their angles are closed. The angles need to be opened up so that the fluid can drain out. So those people may have to have what we call a form of glaucoma surgery. Okay. So yes, for glaucoma, the mainstay is drugs and eye drops. But if you are not responding, you may need to go for surgery. For cataract, the main treatment is surgery, removal of that lens and putting in a new one when it is fully matured.
Parting word, please, before I go over to Dr. Ogechi. We have less than 2 minutes.
So for my parting word for everyone is to have your eyes checked, especially if you have a family history. if you have a family history, at least every 3 months, because if you have a family history, the tendency is that it's to show up earlier for you than it showed up in the mother or father who had it. So you are having people who are 20 years, 30 years, 16 years having advanced glaucoma because they felt they were younger and did not go to check their eyes. So it's no respect of age. Always have your eyes checked if you have a family history. And then please don't just say, I've been diagnosed and you are taking eye drop. This is the eye drop or the drug my doctor gave me. You will always go to the drugstore, the pharmacy to purchase it yourself. There is a management mechanism whereby the drug you are using, you will have to be checked for us to make sure that you are still responding to that same drug. Because as you continue using drugs, your body tends to adjust to the dosages, and you may have to change drugs, and we may have to change drugs for you. Okay. So you need to continuously please visit your eye doctor, your optometrist, to have your eyes regularly checked, especially if you have been diagnosed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Ogechi, parting words before we go.
Okay, like we all say, glaucoma is becoming an eye pandemic issue that we all have to take serious. And right now, this week is World Glaucoma Week. So I'm encouraging everybody to go visit the nearest eye clinic close to you and go and check your eyes for glaucoma, please. Everybody listen to us. Just go to any nearest clinic. I'm sure everybody's having a glaucoma-free screening. Check your eyes and know the status of your eyes, because you need to know that you're okay and you don't have glaucoma. Because it's only the doctors that will tell you have glaucoma or not. Okay. Nobody else can tell you. So you need to check your eyes.
Thank you so much. Quite impactful. We have to go. We're out of time. Dr. Ogechi Nwokeji, thank you so much for coming. Dr. Amarachi Opara, thank you as well for making it down to the studio this morning to sensitize people on glaucoma. We appreciate you as always. My name is Mary Omeni-Wode, the Slim Diva, your most adorable.
And I am Judge Don Ikoma Alpha Don.
Up next is the news at noon. Stay tuned.
Echo FM 100.
That is God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you. You need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? Are we are slaves? And I'm going to win this election. That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every day at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People. It's the news at noon on Echo FM 100.7.
Good afternoon to you. This is the Global News at noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri, the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeni-Wode, bringing you the latest news and breaking stories around the world. Here are the headlines. Senate confirms Oyedele as minister after 3 hours grilling. NMA slams federal government over MDC and reconstitution delay. NERC orders registration of private transmission substations. On the foreign scene, UN more specialized counter-IED unit for Nigeria. And US refraining from destroying Iran's electricity. This is according to Trump. And on sports news this afternoon, Chelsea's NATO apologizes for pushing ball boy in defeat to PSG. We'll bring you details shortly. Stay tuned. begin with the Red Chamber, where the Senate on Wednesday approved the appointment of Taiwo Oyedele as Minister of State for Finance, following nearly 3 hours of questioning by senators across party lines on economic and financial matters. During the confirmation hearing, Oyedele outlined a series of strategies aimed at stabilizing government revenues, improving contractor payments, and broadening Nigeria's revenue base. On managing the country's reliance on crude oil, Oyedele suggested that forward sales could insulate the economy from price volatility while providing predictable fuel pricing for citizens. Addressing the perennial challenge of delayed contractor payments, Oyedele proposed awarding contracts based on available funds to prevent a trust deficit premium. Following Oyedele's confirmation, Senate President Godswill Akpabio commended President Bola Tinubu for the appointment. He also praised Oyedele's expertise and suitability for the role. Meanwhile, the Lagos State branch of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has asked the federal government as a matter of urgency to constitute the broader membership of the previously dissolved Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria alongside boards in the federal health sector. In a statement signed by its chairman, Sahid Kehinde, the association stated that the call for the reconstitution of the MDCN is now pressing, following the demise of 21-month-old Nkanu Nnamdi Esege, son of Nigerian writer Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, and the aftermath of the release of recommendations by the Medical and Dental Practitioners Investigational Panel, constituted by the Council to investigate allegations of medical negligence which trailed the unfortunate death of the infant. Kehinde contested that the positioning of the investigations panel had been rather punitive than investigative, noting that the process employed by the panel violated principles of fair hearing. The inauguration of a broader council, he added, will also prevent continuous and endless disciplinary actions meted out on medical and dental practitioners. In another development, the residents of Makoko, Okon Abon, and Shogun Road in Yaba area of Lagos State have rejected plans to relocate them to the Epe axis of the state following the demolition of their homes and recommendations by the State House of Assembly. Some residents who spoke in separate interviews stated that they never reached any agreement with the state government regarding relocation to other parts of the state. The secretary of Makoko Gunivi Student Association, Zanu Sylvester, told journalists that discussions between the communities and the government had only involved suggestions and deliberations without any binding agreement on relocation. According to him, the announcement of relocation plan came as a surprise to many residents of the waterfront settlement. The residents' reaction followed the recommendation by the Lagos State House of Assembly during plenary that those affected by the demolition in the waterfront communities be relocated to Epe axis of the state. According to a statement from the Assembly's Public Affairs Directorate, the recommendation followed the adoption of a report by the House Committee on Rules and Business. And over to security matters, where suspected Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists have attacked a nomadic settlement in Wuturo, Konduga local government area of Borno State, killing one herder and rustling about 1,400 sheep. The Public Relations Officer of Borno State Police Command, ASP Nahum Deso, confirmed the incident in a statement, noting that one person was also injured. According to DESO, preliminary investigations revealed that during the attack, one Amadu Beida, 40, sustained fatal gunshot injuries, while another, Mohammed Dubeida, 30, sustained a gunshot wound on his left leg. He further noted that upon receipt of the report, a combined team of the police, military, and other security stakeholders including the Civilian Joint Task Force and local hunters, led by the Divisional Police Officer Konduga, swiftly mobilized to the scene. The PPRO also called on members of the public to remain vigilant and promptly report any suspicious persons or movements. It's exactly 8 minutes past noon. If you just joined us, you are listening to the Global News at noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here's a recap of the headlines. Senate confirms Oyedele as minister after 3 hours grilling. NMA slams federal government over MDCN reconstitution delay. NERC orders registration of private transmission substations. And on the foreign scene, UN more specialized counter-IED units for Nigeria. United States refraining from destroying Iran's electricity. This is according to Trump. And on sports news, Chelsea's NATO apologizes for pushing the ball boy in defeat to PSG. We'll bring you details after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We'll now move over to the rest of the news. In business news, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has issued an order directing the registration and authorization of privately owned transmission substations connected to the national grid in a move aimed at strengthening regulatory oversight and improving grid reliability. According to the Commission, the order was introduced to ensure closer supervision of privately owned transmission infrastructure linked to Nigeria's electricity grid. NERC explained that the directive establishes a regulatory framework requiring private substation owners supplying bulk electricity to consumers to secure authorization before operating or connecting to the national grid. The Commission therefore stated that the decision followed concerns over grid stability and frequent system disturbances reported by the Nigerian Independent System Operator. Under the order, the Nigerian Independent System Operator is mandated to provide the regulator with a list of existing private transmission substation owners and notify them of new regulatory requirements. Over now to the foreign scene, where the United Nations is considering supporting the establishment of specialized counter-improvised explosive device units in Nigeria as part of efforts to tackle the growing use of explosives by terrorist groups. The move was disclosed during a counter-IED workshop in Abuja organized by the National Counter-Terrorism Center in collaboration with the United Nations Mine Action Service and the British High Commission. The Chief of Mine Action Program at the United Nations Mine Action Service, Edwin Fejmani, stated that the initiative was aimed at strengthening Nigeria's national capacity to mitigate threats posed by IEDs to civilians, security personnel, and critical infrastructure. Fejmani urged relevant security agencies to deploy trained personnel and consider joint operations with the military to enhance operational effectiveness against terrorist groups deploying explosive devices. He therefore explained that insurgents had continually evolved their methods of deploying devices over the years. And still on the foreign scene, the United States is avoiding shattering Iran's critical national infrastructure, particularly the power grid, President Donald Trump announced in Maryland. Addressing reporters at the Joint Base Andrews after a trip to Kentucky, Trump declared that it will be almost impossible for Iran to rebuild the country if certain assets were struck. The Iranian leadership still insists that it will not surrender to America and Israel, with President Masoud Pezeshkian listing Tehran's conditions to end the fire exchange. Since the start of the war, Pezeshkian has been in regular contact with President Vladimir Putin, who is mediating between Iran and the Arab states. President Lula da Silva and President Cyril Ramaphosa also called for peace in the Middle East during a parley in Brasilia, where they held talks aimed at bolstering Brazil-South Africa trade ties. French President Emmanuel Macron has also spoken with the G7 partners to discuss a coordinated response to the conflict. And lastly, in the world of sports, Pedro Neto has apologized for pushing a ball boy during Chelsea's 5-2 Champions League loss to Paris Saint-Germain. According to reports, the incident occurred deep into stoppage time when the Chelsea winger attempted to retrieve the ball quickly while his side was chasing the game. Neto was seen placing both hands on the young ball boy, causing him to fall into a nearby chair and sparking a brief confrontation involving players from both teams. Speaking after the match, the 26-year-old explained that his frustration at Chelsea's situation and intense desire to get back in the game led to his rash reaction. Neto added that he apologized to the youngster after the match and gave him his jersey as a gesture of goodwill. He also explained that communication was helped by the Portugal teammate Vinha, who translated during the exchange. Meanwhile, Chelsea head coach Liam Rosseno has also addressed the incident, offering an apology if the club's actions were deemed inappropriate. It remains unclear whether UEFA will take disciplinary action over the incident. And that's all for the Global News at noon this afternoon, as was edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, please visit our social media platforms on Facebook at Echo FM, X at Echo FM_Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7, and YouTube, Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net, that is www.echofm.net. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Thank you so much for listening, and do have yourselves a lovely afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
It's the sound of the city.